Hi everyone, Dakota again from becomingaprogrammer.com. We're continuing our series on building a Hacker News clone in AngularJS. In the last video, we added our TopStoriesController and the TopStories view, and we hooked them up to index.html, and we just displayed a couple of array properties here. And in this video, we're going to be creating a TopStoriesService that's going to connect to the Hacker News API and get us some data. So the first thing we're going to do is we got to create our file. So let's touch top.js app services and then TopStoriesService.js. And then we can open this file here. And now that we've created this file, actually, let's just in one step, let's open index.html and let's add a script tag referencing it. And let's do it right below our app.js. So this is going to make sure that the code that we are about to write is actually loaded. So we got that. I'm going to save it. And now we can open up our TopStoriesService. In this one, I think there is a... Yeah. I believe that this snippet is John Papa related. So if you install it, you should already have access to it. So basically, you start typing ng1 service and you hit a tab there and it expands. And this is going to be tied to the app module, and it's going to be called the TopStoriesService. And it's going to depend on HTTP. We're going to inject HTTP because we're going to need to actually communicate with the Hacker News API. And now this is the way this works is John Papa's style guide recommends that at the top of the function definition for the service that you delineate all of the exposed functions that the service will allow you to use, and then down here you actually define those functions and what they do or how they do what they do. So basically you can look at the top of this code and see from the method names, from the function names, what the service can do. So here what we're going to do is the first one we're going to define is getStories. And then we're going to hit return here to get out of the snippet. And I can tell you, spacing is a little strange. What we're going to do in here is we're going to make a call to the Hacker News API and get the top stories. And here you can see that it's this one here, the 500 top and news stories. And this is, we actually want the JSON here. So this is the endpoint that we want to hit. And again, you can follow along on the blog. This is all there at becomingaprogrammer.com. But we're going to, within this function, we're going to return HTTP GET call to the Hacker News firebase.io.com and version 0, and then top stories, and make sure we add .json. And then we're actually going to define another method on this service, and it's going to be called getStory. And this function is going to allow us to retrieve data about a specific story. So we would want to go and see items. Okay, so they live under VM item, and then this here, for instance, we go basically the same base name and then /item /the ID.json. So we actually need to use an ID here, and we need to actually pass that into the function as a parameter. So we'll do that, and then we're going to do return http.get, And then we can use the first half of this here. I think I got a little too much. Yeah. But then after this, we're going to add the ID. And then after that, we're going to add .json. And then that should return the data for a particular story. Okay, so we can save that file. We got the service set up. And now we need to call it from our controller so that we can get some data. Right here we have vm.stories. Good practice is to add that also up here. And then we can add also well, no, that's good enough for now. But we can even initialize it to an empty array just to give a signal of what it's going to be. And then within our activate function, what we want to do is have our TopStoriesService make a call to the getStories function that we defined, and then we're going to return a promise here within the then function, and then the result we're going to set vm.stories equal to the resulting data. Okay, and now we can save this file, and we can reload this page in the browser, our Angular app, and now we should see, and oh, we have an error. TopStoriesService is not defined. Okay, this is a good one. So basically, the problem here is that we've just made a call to the TopStoriesService without injecting it into the dependencies. So what we need to do is inject it in here and also in the actual function definition, and then save this, and now we can reload here, and you can see we have all of the IDs. So now that we have the IDs of all the top stories, we can add our changes to version control and commit them. And we're going to add functions to TopStoriesService to get data from Hacker News API. Okay, thanks for watching that. This video concludes the videos associated with part 1 of the series. I believe it's going to be 7 parts. We are in the following parts of the series. We're going to be creating a custom Angular directive to display individual stories. We're going to be implementing AngularJS pagination with a library developed by Michael Bromley. Then we're going to be creating a custom Angular component to display individual comments. And then we're going to expand that to be able to display nested comments by using nested components. And then after that, we're also going to be using custom Angular filters within those components. We're going to be doing some refactoring work on those, and then we're going to explore what routing resolves are and how we can use them within the context of this Hacker News clone. So a lot to come. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Bye.